Your personality is the combination of many factors which are called traits. There are 23 factors that determine personality, 7 traits that determine how you react in general, and another 16 traits that determine how you react to different things. We can use these factors to understand each person's personality and help find a place for different people in the world. We can also use them to understand our own personality and how it has formed. First, genetics. Personality is formed by genetics, but it's also shaped by the environment in which a person lives. For example, if one's parents are constantly arguing, it could lead to a child with a personality that is characterized by conflict. Conversely, if one's parents are affectionate and loving, the child may grow up with a personality that is oriented toward being close to others. Second, parental influence. Personality is largely determined by the individual's genetic makeup and experiences during their formative years. However, it is also shaped by the parental figures in a person's life. Parents can create either positive or negative impressions on their children, which can impact how they behave and think later in life. Some of the most influential factors that shape a person's personality include parenting styles, discipline methods, exposure to different cultures and values, and interactions with siblings. It is important for parents to be aware of the ways they are influencing their child's personality and to use these influences in a positive way. By providing a warm and supportive environment, parents can help to create a strong foundation for their child's personality development. Third, environment. First, personality is formed by the interactions that a person has with their environment. This includes both the people around them and the things in their environment. The way people react to different things in their environment can either help or hinder their development as a person. For example, if a child is constantly surrounded by happy and friendly people, they may become cheerful and optimistic themselves. However, if they are raised in a negative environment filled with abuse and neglect, they may develop negative traits such as aggression and anxiety. Second, the way an individual perceives their environment can also have a big impact on their personality growth. For example, someone who is constantly surrounded by beauty may develop high standards for themselves and may become vain or self-conscious. On the other hand, someone who lives in a cluttered environment may become disorganized and lack self-confidence. Fourth, cultural influences. Personality is formed by the interactions we have with others throughout our lives. Our personalities are shaped by the things we see, hear, and experience. Some of these things are shaped by our cultural heritage, such as beliefs about what is important in life. Other things we learn from our families and friends. Different people respond to different things, so the way someone behaves can be influenced by many different factors. Some of these factors are biological, such as our genes, but many are learned from other people. For example, someone who is shy may be influenced by how they were raised to be shy or how other people have treated them when they've been shy in the past. It's impossible to predict exactly how someone will react to a particular situation or set of circumstances, but it's important to understand how personality is formed so that you can best interact with others. Fifth, friends. Some people may say that friendships are the most important thing in a person's life. They give us support when we're down, and they make us laugh when we're feeling lonely. Friendships can be formed in a variety of ways, but one of the most common ways is through spending time with people who share similar interests. If you're someone who is easy to get along with, it's likely that you'll be friends with many people. However, if you have a personality that is strong-willed or independent, it might be harder to find friends who share your interests. Sixth, school. Looking back, I can see that my school years were very important in shaping the person I am today. I was raised in a strict Catholic household, so discipline and academic achievement were highly valued. As a result, I developed a strong work ethic and an obsessive need for order. My teachers also had a significant impact on me. Some of them inspired me to be more creative and open-minded, while others taught me how to be disciplined and focused. In the end, my education taught me how to think critically and how to problem solve. These skills have served me well throughout my life. Seventh, religious influences. Religious influences can have a big impact on how someone's personality is formed. For example, some people may be more religious and adhere to stricter rules than others. This can lead to different personalities, as the person may act differently based on their religious beliefs. Additionally, some people may be more shy or introverted because of their religious upbringing. Eighth, occupational choices. There are many reasons why people make occupational choices. Some people may choose an occupation because it is interesting or exciting, while others may choose an occupation because it offers a good income. People's personalities are also shaped by their occupational choices. For example, people who work in the medical field often have strong moral values and are often responsible for helping others. 9th, recreation and hobbies. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people's personalities are formed by their hobbies and recreational activities. I think it's really important to have something to look forward to outside of school and work, and spending time on things you enjoy can really help you relax and enjoy your time. Some people like to get outdoors and hike or bike trails. Others like to spend their time playing video games or going out for drinks with friends. Whatever your hobby or recreation is, make sure you keep up with it so that you don't lose the enjoyment out of it. 10th, health habits. There are many different factors that contribute to personality, including health habits. Some people who are physically active have personalities that are energetic and optimistic. Others who lead sedentary lives may have personalities that are passive and lethargic. The type of physical activity you engage in has a big impact on your overall happiness and well-being. 11th, amount and quality of sleep. Amount and quality of sleep are two important aspects of personality formation. People who get enough sleep tend to be more relaxed and happier, while people who don't get enough sleep are more stressed and anxious. The amount of sleep that a person gets is partly determined by genetics, but it's also influenced by lifestyle choices, such as how much time people spend watching television or working on the computer. 12th, diet and exercise habits. Personality is formed through a variety of factors, both inside and outside the person. One of the most important factors is diet and exercise habits. People who eat a balanced diet and exercise regularly tend to have healthier personalities overall. They are also more likely to be optimistic and enjoy life fully. Conversely, people who don't eat well or don't exercise often tend to have more negative personalities. 13th, stress levels. There are many factors that contribute to the formation of a personality, but one of the most important is hair density. Hair density is simply how many hair shafts are in a unit of scalp skin. The average person has about 100,000 hairs on their head, but some people have as many as 300,000 or more. This difference in hair density has a big impact on how someone looks and behaves. People with high hair densities tend to be more organized and detail-oriented than people with low densities. They also tend to be more introverted and shy than people with low densities. These personality traits may help explain why high-density individuals often have successful careers in fields like law or business management. Low-density individuals are less likely to be successful in these fields. They are more spontaneous and less organized than people with high densities. They also tend to be more extroverted and outgoing than people with high densities. These personality traits may explain why low-density individuals often have successful careers in fields like entertainment or sports. 14th, positive and negative thinking styles. Positive thinking styles involve thinking in a positive manner, and using positive statements to motivate oneself. People who use positive thinking styles tend to be optimistic and believe that anything is possible. They are often able to keep a positive attitude even in difficult situations, and are therefore more likely to achieve their goals. Negative thinking styles involve focusing on the negative aspects of a situation, and dwelling on potential dangers. People who use negative thinking styles tend to be pessimistic, and believe that the world is full of obstacles that must be overcome. They often have difficulty accepting compliments or success, and are more likely to experience stress and anxiety. Both positive and negative thinking styles can have benefits and drawbacks. Positive thinking may lead to greater motivation, while negative thought may lead to anxiety or depression. 15th, time spent alone or with others. In my opinion, personality is formed from time spent alone or with others. Spending time with people who are positive and supportive will help to shape your personality in a good way, while spending time alone can lead to negative thoughts and behaviors. It is important to have both positive and negative experiences in order to grow as a person, and it is also important to balance out the amount of time spent with each type of person. 16th, level of self-esteem. There is no one answer to this question, as the level of self-esteem is shaped by a variety of factors including genetics and early experiences. However, some researchers believe that our level of self-esteem is influenced both by our family background and the messages we receive about ourselves from others. If you were born into a family with high levels of self-esteem, you may feel confident and proud of yourself. On the other hand, if your family is struggling with low levels of self-esteem, you may also feel insecure and ashamed. The way you perceive yourself, as either strong or weak, will be largely determined by the messages you hear from your parents and other influential adults in your life. 17th, sense of control. According to the theory of sense of control, people with a strong sense of control tend to be more mentally and emotionally stable. They are usually confident and have a positive outlook on life. They believe that they can handle whatever life throws at them, and they are able to take action based on that belief. People who have a weak sense of control often feel overwhelmed by their circumstances. They may be indecisive and feel like they can't make decisions because they don't know what will happen next. They may also find it difficult to concentrate or stay motivated because they don't believe that they can achieve anything. Overall, having a strong sense of control helps you stay positive and motivated in the face of adversity. It also allows you to take action based on your beliefs, which can lead to success. 18th, belongingness. Belongingness is a feeling of being a part of something larger than oneself. It is the sense that we are connected to others and our surroundings. This connection can be positive or negative, but it is always important. Belongingness can be formed at an early age, through experiences such as being around people who care for us, or feeling like we don't fit in. It can also be formed later in life, when we find our place in the world and connect with people who share our values. Regardless of when it is formed, belongingness is an important part of our personality. 19th, romantic relationships. In romantic relationships, people tend to form strong attachments to each other. This is due in part to the fact that people are drawn to others who share similar personality traits. Over time, these similarities can create a strong bond between the two people. Romantic relationships are often based on mutual understanding and trust. If one partner does not feel comfortable expressing themselves, or if they feel that their partner does not reciprocate their feelings, a relationship can be difficult to maintain. 20th, life events. What kind of person do you become when faced with difficult life events? Studies show that when faced with a difficult life event, your personality changes. You become more empathetic and altruistic. You also become more trusting and optimistic. These are all good things, right? Unfortunately, the bad news is that these same studies also show that when faced with a difficult life event, you also become more pessimistic and defensive. So if you're struggling right now, know that it's not just your problem, it's also part of who you are. But there's something you can do about it. 21st, thought patterns. There are many thought patterns that people develop as they grow and learn. Some of these patterns are based on what is happening around them, some are based on things that people have told them, and some are simply the way that people think. Some thought patterns can be helpful, while others can be harmful. It is important to be aware of what thought patterns you tend to develop, and how to avoid or change them if they become a problem. 22nd, personality type. There are 4 fundamental personality types, each with its own unique strengths and weaknesses. The ISTJ personality type is a strong organizer, systematizer, and consensus builder. They are dependable, loyal, and practical. They are good at staying calm under pressure and making sound decisions based on data. ISTPs are independent thinkers who like to work on their own and come up with their own solutions. They can be creative and ingenious, but they can also be impulsive and careless. ISTPs need time to process information before making decisions, so they may not be the best choice for jobs that require high levels of speed or quick decision-making. ESTPs are outgoing, passionate people who love being around people and having fun. They thrive in chaotic environments where they can get their adrenaline rush. They are spontaneous and often have a quick wit. ESTPs are natural salespeople and often excel in creative fields such as advertising or design. ENTPs are the most independent of the 4 personality types, preferring to work on their own projects rather than follow orders from others. They are cerebral and strategic thinkers who are good at coming up with new ideas and solutions. They can be skeptical and critical, which can make them difficult to work with, but they make excellent leaders when they have the vision to see beyond the status quo. 23rd, traits. Personality is formed primarily from genetics and the environment in which a person grows up. Traits are patterns of behavior that are consistent throughout a person's life. Some common traits include being curious, being shy, being optimistic, and being